Welcome back to the channel. Today I have the Jeep down at the junkyard, and what I'm going to be doing is getting her ready to install the new lift. So when I traded the ambulance for this Jeep, I noticed it had a lift. I thought it was going to be a bunch of fun, and I was going to get to take it off-roading, and then I broke the driver shock, and then the steering is probably the worst I have ever felt on any vehicle. So this thing is all over the road, and Rough Country reached out to me and sent me a 6.5-inch replacement lift for the Jeep. So what I'm going to be doing is getting her ready for that replacement lift. I'm going to be undercoating her, or doing the same thing I did with the Charger, is spraying the Raptor liner underneath. But what I want to do first, or what I need to do first, is remove the axle, the old leaf springs, the fuel tank, all that stuff. Then I can blast the bottom of it. I also want to come in here with some seam sealer. Whoever cut these fenders, they never sealed these up, so all that's really sealing it, I think, is mud. I'll clean all that out, seam seal it, or blast it, seam seal it, and then we'll get everything coated in the Raptor liner. And you guys already know that stuff looks really good once it's finished. I won't be able to do up towards the engine bay because the transmission's still in it. I don't want to remove the engine and tranny. So I'm going to get as much as I possibly can, and then I plan on doing a swap to this thing later on down the road. I want to make this thing a diesel most likely, or either diesel or LS. We'll see what happens, and probably go with some bigger meats and just kind of go from there. So I want to take this thing off-roading. I have all the suspension out of the rear of the Jeep, as well as the leaf springs off the rear axle and the axle out of the Jeep. So you can see the Rough Country new leaf spring. It's a little bit taller than the Pro Comp leaf springs, which is going to be really nice. But I now need to fix something. So when the guy installed the lift, the bolts must have been rusty because they have these welded on nuts right here on all four of these suspension pickup points, or these leaf spring pickup points. And he probably just impacted this. It broke the welds, and then he cut holes in right here. So there was bolts in here, or not bolts, but nuts in there. And I'm probably gonna wanna fix these. So really the only way to fix it is to remove these, all four of them, and weld new ones on. Probably, you know, not the ideal thing, but to be safe and not have to have an issue later on down the road, I'd rather have all of my leaf spring bolts tight instead of all of them loose like they were. So that's probably why the rear felt weird, and I'm sure that's why the front feels weird as well. So this one right here, it's stripped out. I'm probably gonna have to cut this bolt out, and I can't remove that, which I'll have to pull that out and then do the same thing. They're just all spot welded, so I probably could get these from the dealer if I want, but most likely I'm just going to possibly just make these. And then on the other side, that bolt actually came out really nicely. So we have the threads there, but it looks like they ripped this out and they just welded a washer in. So I'd rather fix this so it's not all weird like that. And then up there, same thing, the nut is missing and there's a hole cut in the bottom. So I want to address all of those issues before I throw on the rough country lift. And I did end up sandblasting this all with some aluminum oxide, some 80 grit aluminum oxide, so it's ready for the truck bed liner. So there was some coating on there, but I think they just sprayed it over what was already there and the paint was still glossy. So now it's all matte and it's textured so that bed liner will actually adhere on there really nicely and it won't come off when rocks hit it and stuff like that. It'd be just like when it's in a, you know, the back of a truck. And I also did this whole back area right here. And I'm going to, since I removed the rear axle now and those shocks, I'm gonna clean up that area there and go a little bit further, probably about where the jack stands are. I now have the new Leaf Spring Mounts front and rear, and these are aftermarket. So they're a lot beefier, they're meant for off-roading. And what's really nice about them is you can either bolt them in, weld them in, bolt and weld them in. What I'm going to do is actually just weld them in, and where they have bolts like right here, I'm going to use those as technically like a plug weld. Wherever a bolt doesn't go through, I'm going to just do that, and I think it'll be really, really nice. So this pretty much sets up and replaces this back one, and you can see it has a lot more holes, so you can adjust where your leaf spring sits to move the wheel front, the whole leaf spring or the axle front and back, which is really nice. And then the front ones go around the frame rail, and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to use these as plug welds, plug weld all those, and then weld around the face, around the frame rail, which then it reinforces the frame rail. Look at that, nice and thick. So let's get all this busted out, get these off, get the new ones welded in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the spot welds out with my spot weld belt sander. You can get these at automotive paint stores or online. I'll put a link in the description. They have different grit sandpapers, but I usually use this for getting spot welds out of body sheet metal, which technically this is the same thing. We'll get these off, get everything cleaned up. I had to make a slight adjustment to the front leaf spring mount. I didn't need to, but in the sake of doing this as sort of how to install these video, this is a 6.5 inch rough country leaf spring. But if I would have used, I think those are 4.5 inch Pro Comp leaf springs. If I would have used those, it would have put the leaf spring mount in a different position. So instead of using leaf springs, which I just literally cut all that out of the video, instead of using leaf springs to align the front mount, you technically could mark where the factory hole was, and then you're just gonna line that mark up with this front hole. But I think something that's easier is just to use the bolt, mark a center on it, and then this hole or this bolt right here is for the seat. Measure from there to the center of this, and that's 21.5 to the center of this hole. So I think that's a lot easier than having to try to draw a line and then translate it back onto this mount, which you could use a laser. I was thinking about doing that as well, but instead of buying that, you can literally just throw a tape measure up there, measure 21.5 right on the top of that bolt. So right there, catch on the bolt, 21.5, we're good to go. So I'm gonna bolt it, weld it, and do the same thing to the driver's side instead of using the leaf springs. It's either or, but I would just do it this way because then you don't have to lug the leaf spring up there, and it was a lot easier doing it this way. I now have the beefier leaf spring mounts welded onto the Jeep, and I think they came out really well. So just measure first before you weld, but I did a nice bead along there. I ran these like plugs, same thing, bead here, bead along the backside, and then bead along there. I'll pull these out because these are just holding it up. Well, not anymore because it's welded in. Same thing here, bead along here, bead along the backside. Right here, I ran all of these like plugs, and the same thing on the back side. Oh, I forgot to do that. There's still bolts in that side, but same thing. I ran a bead along those edges. Really nice. I used 3 on the miller. It started, you know, it was melting this really nice. It was melting the frame rail really nice, and nice penetration. So I know that these things are solid on there, and I don't have to worry about them coming off. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up a few spots. I'll weld those as plugs too in the backside, and then I want to put seam sealer around some of the spots that I didn't weld, just so I know that there isn't going to be any moisture or water getting back behind. I might actually run seam sealer pretty heavily in this area because it's open, and I don't want a bunch of, well, I guess it's open right there, but I really don't want a bunch of moisture and water, you know, getting up here, and then I could have that so it's nice and closed off. I'm not sure how I'm going to seam seal it. I want to seam seal this area right here on both sides. Anything that's really open, really the same thing here. I guess it doesn't matter that much because it is going to be raptored under here, but there are a few spots that I do want to seam seal, like the, you know, around this edge where it was thin metal to the thicker metal. I think that'll work out really well. And then on the back side where it has that seam where it's the frame rail, then the floor pan, and then it has this boxed in piece. So let's get all that done. Then I can finish blasting this up with the aluminum oxide. Use the forklift to lift the Jeep up quite a bit more so I could get under here and blast everything and make it a little bit easier on myself. But as you can see, everything is now cleaned up. I stopped at that little bar right there. Not exactly sure what that's for, but I'm just gonna undercoat or raptor this whole back section, and then halfway up, pretty much where that bar goes across right there. Just got finished coating everything in the Raptor on the Jeep, just in the nick of time, because now it's getting windy and it's had probably an hour to dry, so we should be good to go. Tomorrow I should be able to throw the rough country lift on here and not have to worry about the leaf spring mounts breaking off and not being able to tighten them. This is a really nice upgrade. But yeah, I'll put a link in the description for these because, you know, it's really nice to not have to worry about your leaf spring mounts, especially when you're lifting something that is this old. I mean, a lot of these rust out, but as you can see underneath, the Raptor just makes it look so nice and clean, protects it from the elements. And tomorrow we will have the rear lift on there, and I should be able to throw the front lift on as long as I don't run into any weird issues with how this guy installed the Pro Comp lift on there, because everything has just been a nightmare. But it should, the back should go really easy now. So I'm gonna end the video here. Just clean your Jeeps up. I mean, it's not that hard. It's definitely time consuming to put those mounts in, weld them in, but having those in, I don't have to worry anymore. So if you like these videos, make sure to click the subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, throw a comment below. As always, see you guys next time.